I wasn't even going to do this video. I wasn't going to do a rebuttal video to Jillian Michaels, and I wasn't going to because my parents taught me when I was growing up to always take the high road and remain focused on your mission. And my mission has been to provide amazing educational content for people to change their lives and not take a step backward just because I need to go to war with somebody. So it took a lot for me to even get this far in producing this video. But the fact is, I recognize that I have an obligation to my audience. I have an obligation to YouTube, and I have an obligation to the people that lean on me for educational content. And rather than doing this to bash Jillian Michaels or to refute what she's saying or to fight, I'm doing it to elevate you that are watching this, to maybe bring to light some things that you didn't realize that were there with the ketogenic diet. Okay, so first off, let me break down really quick why I don't want to fight with Jillian Michaels, why I don't want to do that. Okay, it's not because I'm a beta male type person. That's not why. I'm not just laying over. I just don't want to deal with something that's already been covered years ago. The things that Jillian is bringing up are things that have been covered through multiple studies and through research years and years and years and years ago. We don't need to revisit that stuff. I don't need to go back to kindergarten and have this like embryonic, very basic rebuttal with her. That just doesn't make sense. I'm focusing on higher level stuff. If you watch my content, we're evolving. We're producing things that are all about elevating keto and optimizing human life. Okay, so the best way that I could compare it is it's like a film critic sitting down and now writing a review of The Lion King from the 1990s. Like, I don't want to sit down and refute things that have already been covered and that I've already covered in this video. But there are some things that we should know about the whole situation with Jillian Michaels to begin with. Everything that she's doing right now is bringing attention to the keto diet. Any press is good press. Rule number one of PR, okay? Good press, bad press, it's all press. The keto diet now has press. I can show you my analytics. The keto diet videos are ranking higher now because of Jillian Michaels. She just made waves in the ketogenic space, and she just brought attention to the ketogenic diet. I commend her. I thank her. I also appreciate the fact that she has some conviction with what she believes in. Okay, if that is in fact what she believes, then I respect the fact that she is able to step up and put that out there. Maybe I don't agree with some of her belligerence and the way that she's acting about it, but I respect the fact that she's doing that. Okay. She probably has a phenomenal PR agent, and whoever that PR agent is deserves a whopping gold star, because what they have done is they've put Jillian Michaels back on the map. Jillian Michaels was dwindling. People weren't really paying attention to her for a while. Okay, all the stuff came out about The Biggest Loser, all that stuff. People weren't paying that much attention to her, and now she's back up again. So her PR agent definitely deserves a little bit of a bonus, and I hope whatever traction she's getting monetarily, financially with this whole situation, she kicks over to her PR agent because it's working great. So good job on that. But now let's talk a little bit science, just a tiny bit, just so we can at least make some sense for those of you that are concerned about the entire situation. You see, Jillian talks about something known as macromolecules. She says that when you're on a keto diet, that you are depriving yourself of carbohydrates, so therefore your cells are not having carbohydrates. She says our cells are made up of macronutrients, right? Our cells are made up of proteins, fats, and carbs. Somewhat true, yes. Okay, so in her theory, it would say that like when we deprive ourselves of carbohydrates, our cells now lose 1/3 of their functionality. We've now lost some of the actual carbohydrates. Okay, newsflash, like when you're on a keto diet, you still have carbs in your body. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, CHO, carbohydrate. It's still there, okay? Protein turns into carbohydrate, okay? These things happen. We still have carbohydrates stored in our muscles. That's one of the beautiful things about gluconeogenesis and why it's not necessarily a bad thing. Our body is taking those carbohydrates from breaking down protein and going through different amazing cycles and actually creating cellular structure and creating even energy. So it's totally fine. You're not going to totally lose everything there. Okay, the other thing she talks about is the micronutrient deficiencies. She says that when you're on a keto diet, you're losing all kinds of micronutrients. Okay, so that means that you're not getting the vitamins and minerals that you need. All right, well, if you're eating a balanced keto diet, that's not an issue. Like, not at all. You should be eating the greens. You should be getting these things that are going to get you your vitamins and minerals in, and you should be getting a lot of them. So if you're not doing the keto diet that way, then you need to readjust anyway. So quite frankly, she's just brought attention to the fact that people need to be doing the right kind of keto diet. So she's totally right. If people are just out there just eating bacon and cheese and stuff like that, then honestly, it's not good for them. She's not incorrect, okay? That's definitely the thing. So I don't want to say that she's doing anything wrong there. She's actually bringing attention to something that needs to have attention brought to. Okay, now the other thing is the trend. Okay, she talks about how it's just a trend and how it's a fad. Okay, I can appreciate her bringing that up. I've talked about it. Okay, so I don't want to get mad at Jillian because she's bringing attention to the fact that keto is a fad right now. Does it mean it's not effective? Absolutely not. Keto's been around for a long time. I've been talking about keto and preaching keto for 7-8 years, and I've been doing it for longer than that. I lost 100 pounds on keto. I've been probably keto's biggest advocate long before it was ever super popular. And now that it's super popular, all these different companies are getting on it. Billion-dollar companies, billion-dollar corporations, supplement companies, food companies, they're capitalizing on it. Can you blame them? Of course they're going to. It's simple forecasting. It's simple trending. Okay? It's just like what she is doing now. She's getting attention by talking about keto. Congratulations, Jillian. You can take one stance or the other, and she's ever so slightly leaning towards the stance against keto, so she might as well just go full bore anti-keto because she has to pick one side or the other. Okay, end of that rant. The next thing that she talks about is the insulin side of things. She says there's better ways to control insulin than through the keto diet. Okay, she talks about reducing refined sugars, reducing processed foods, things like that, all of which are very valid. You're going to reduce your overall insulin value, your insulin production in the body. The nice thing is she does agree that lowering your insulin is a great way to lose weight. Well, no matter what carbohydrate you consume, you're going to secrete insulin. Protein's going to secrete insulin. So the ketogenic diet is probably the ultimate way to stop producing a bunch of insulin. So, I mean, she kind of shot herself in the foot there, but I mean, again, she's just coming out with content. Now, I don't want to go like tit for tat, each study on weight loss and yada, yada, yada. That's just, okay, that's just been done already. I've seen all the videos. The main thing that I want to talk about is when it comes down to weight loss, if you want to keep the weight off, it's all about your resting metabolic rate. Okay, here's an example I've given in a lot of videos. If you are a 200-pound person and you lose 50 pounds, your metabolism is going to reduce to the amount of you being basically 150 pounds, right? Well, the cool thing with the keto diet is your resting metabolic rate doesn't change. The journal Nutrition and Metabolism published a study that found that test subjects that lost 40 pounds ended up having the same metabolic rate as they did before they lost the weight. Whereas most people, when they lose weight, their metabolism's slowing down. So there's no change in resting metabolic rate with the keto diet, proving that it's one of the best ways to lose weight and keep it off. Okay, compare this to people that, well, I don't know, for example, The Biggest Loser, where they lose a lot of weight, and then guess what? Almost 90% of them gain it back. That's really not something you want to be doing all the time. And again, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, it's just a perfect example there. The other thing that we have to be paying attention to is inflammation, okay? This is something that people aren't really talking about because it's a little bit too complex. So when you look at every single disease state, including obesity, Jillian Michaels, you're always talking about obesity, so this is an important one, right? Okay, you're dealing with people in The Biggest Loser that are morbidly obese, very, very overweight. So this is extremely important that we're paying attention to this. Well, did you know that obesity in and of itself is an inflammatory condition? Well, did you know that the ketogenic diet is one of the most powerful ways to modulate inflammation? It truly is one of the most powerful things that you could possibly be doing to modulate inflammation within the body. So you're actually affecting yourself at a genetic level, making it so that you're truly able to change inside and out. Now, studies have shown that it blocks what's called the NLRP3 inflammasome. This is one of the most powerful bunches of proteins that affect inflammation in the body. The ketogenic diet isn't just for weight loss. The ketogenic diet is saving lives, and it's saving lives left and right. So it doesn't mean that we need to attack any other diet. I'm a proponent of just about any healthy lifestyle, but it does mean that we need to recognize when something's actually working for people, okay? And I said at the beginning of this video, I wasn't gonna personally attack Jillian, okay? Jillian is someone that, heck, I could even go so far as saying she was one of the people that inspired me to get into this industry. I liked the impact she was making, and I still think that she has a devout following, but I just don't agree with what she's coming at. And there's only one thing that I could personally have a beef with when it comes to Jillian Michaels, and it's not even relevant. And that's just her constant negating and constant just disregard for law enforcement, okay? I mean, that's just the one thing that just irks me that I just can't not let go. Okay, her constant hatred towards them, her constant voicing outward of anti-law enforcement, that's just never cool. I don't care the situation, that's just not okay. Like, you just don't have to go there, and to be able to rope that into health, that just gives you a bad name. But I don't want to go down that road because it's not necessary, but that's literally the only thing that I'm going to come out and actually have personal beef with her on. So again, don't sit there and write a film review of Titanic or The Lion King. We're through that. We're done. Like, we're elevated. Let's not get ourselves sucked into drama. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's let the studies speak for themselves. Let's let the weight loss results speak for themselves. And let's just let everything lie where it lies. Jillian is not saving lives by being anti-keto. If anything, she's just raising everyone's blood pressure, raising inflammatory markers, and getting everyone upset and pissed off at each other. So as always, keep it locked in on my videos, keep forward thinking, elevate yourself, take the high road, disregard her, and move on with your own life. As always, keep it locked in here on my channel. I'll see you in the next video.